Elizabeth, I have a quest reward for you, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. We're just going to be turning in the Rai Kunimitsu and see what Elizabeth has for us here. Hey, a Prime Nihil Ore. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at our party before we get down to business in actually exploring here. I think we could go for a couple lineup changes real quick. Let's swap in Mitsuru over Junpei, and we will take... instead of Akihiko, we will go with Kotamaru. Hopefully we can get a great clock to catch up Ken and Yukari in levels. That would probably just be the most efficient thing to do there. And while I'm thinking of it, probably also a good idea to update my saves. Always want to make sure that I have good backup saves going. Now with that said and done, we can get into exploration. We've got not too much left for Harabah to explore, actually. This is a completely conventional block, or section of a block, in Persona 3 Reload, so we aren't going to be going any further than the last boss, which is on floor 193. Though, of course, we also have a Monad Passage to deal with. Hopefully we'll get a cool card from that. Let me take out this rare form real quick. At the conclusion of that battle, Mata has finally gotten his level up and has picked up Strike Amp. What do I want to get away with? You know what? I'm just going to get rid of this Deathbound because, well, I've got Siegfried, so why would I switch to anything else? Mata, like I said, mostly just going to serve as fusion material, so I can pass that Strike Amp around to something that would really like to have it.
Patterns appear to be an optical illusion. Be careful they do not cause your brains to overload.
I'll try my best, I guess, but it is a bit of a sensory abuse, this area, so, yeah, not one of the more popular areas in the game due to that fact. Unfortunately, did not get the, great clock off of that. Was just waiting to see if this is something we haven't fought before. Ooh, this guy, looks kind of scary, actually. We better be careful with how we approach him. I'm going to, need to think about what the smart thing to do here would be. You know what, I'm gonna set up Revolution to increase our critical rate here. I'm actually gonna have Aigis go straight into Orgia mode once her turn rolls around. Let's Marakunda this guy. That'll make her a very, very survivable fighter, and I will have the protagonist bring out Siegfried for good resistance to what this guy can deal. He's mostly got strike attacks at his disposal. That should deal some pretty awesome damage there, or just send this guy on his ass. No, you know what? I'm going to have Aigis go again. Just get the cruel attack right here. Oh, well, okay. If Aigis can do that, that would also be wonderful. Alright, don't have to worry too much about what that guy can do. We didn't get an opportunity to scan him, but you really don't want to take too many chances with strong shadows. Again, they're basically bosses in their own right, so be as careful as possible when dealing with them. We've gotten all the worthwhile stuff for this floor, so let's get on to the next one. It's actually, again, not very long until we don't have very long until the next significant area coming up. Oh hey, we do got another new enemy here. This is a battle wheel. We'll just sandbag a little bit and see what this guy is capable of doing. Let me see here. Yeah, just have everybody guard. We'll have the protagonist switch to, what kind of skills does this guy have? Let's see, ice and strike attacks, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let me just switch to Black Frost here. If we can knock this guy down with an errant physical attack, that would be cool. If not, well, I wasn't counting on that, so there we go. Now we can scan him, see what he is capable of. Probably weak to fire? No, he's not weak to anything. Alright, we'll have Kotamaru just fish for a critical hit then. He would have had better odds of doing that if he still had the distress up, but hey, can't always guarantee that. This guy doesn't really have anything that's too scary to anybody here, and in fact is actively helpful to Black Frost. So what we're gonna do here, since he's not resistant to anything, we're just gonna wing with Brave Blade, see if we can get a critical hit here. No, but it is strong enough to just kill him outright regardless. Go Siegfried, go Siegfried. The reason I'm a big fan of that persona in this game. He's just so good in the other versions of the game. Okay, we got a Monad door here. Let's see what we got. It was just that giant that charges up physical attacks. Now that I have a dedicated fire attacker in Susaku who I've hooked up with Fire Amp, Fire Boost, what is it, single target bonus, and their own Agidine, of course, deals some great damage to that guy. love being able to blast that guy down with Brave Blades from Siegfried. Just so effective. You know, it's so much power coming out from that guy. It's practically akin to the damage bonus that Vile Assault gets on these things. Okay, nothing else of note on this floor. Let's just continue on up. I probably could have just used the quick travel option there, but sometimes I kind of forget I have those options. The visibility here is rather poor, but that should actually work out in our favor, honestly. Let me see here. Just a couple chests. I will grab these up. I might have to, just on my own time, fish for a great clock. Obviously, any locked chests that I come across, I'll still be popping, just in the off chance that we get one on video. Let's pop this treasure chest right here, and keep on going, and hopefully come across a blue pedestal, so that I can get a Twilight Fragment. Very nice. Given how much I hate these darkness floors in Portable, it's honestly, like, it's so funny that I'm actually relieved to see them in Reload. Alright, it looks like we got an interesting set of guys over there. We're not going to be cutting to the FES and Portable boss fight just yet, because we have one more that, we've got one more boss to go in Reload, and then only one more boss to show off in FES and Portable at this point in Harabah. No doubling up in those versions at this point, so we'll just get to that one when we get done with this particular fight. I still want to give Portable more love in this video as well, so we'll be using Portable for the montage of the rest of the enemies available to us in FES and Portable. We got Immoral Snakes here. These guys are weak to Pierce, Light and Darkness, and Nullify Wind. They have about 326 HP, and since they're not resistant to fire, I can just do that instead. Why not? Why not? Surt's getting pretty close to getting Fire Amp in this version. It'll be very nice once he has it. Next up, we have Gracious Cupids. Note that these are the guys that are responsible for the other item quest at this point in Tartarus. They have 306 hit points, are weak to strike, and nullify ice. So you know what that means. When all you have is fire, everything is flammable. Well, you know, that's largely true in real life as well. Next up, we have Hell Knights, 314 HP, they nullify Slash, Pierce, Repel Elect, and are weak to Wind. Notably, they are not resistant to fire, so they may as well be weak to it, considering the setup we have here. Surprisingly, oh right, I haven't re-equipped my Agni Bracers. We're not quite at the point where I can just ignore that at this stage of the game. Next up, we have Power Castles over here. These guys have 314 HP, and unfortunately, they are strong to fire, they nullify Elect. The only thing that really works super effectively against them is Wind, as that is their weakness. I don't really have that at my disposal for the FEMC, so we'll have to see what other things I have that I could throw out here to deal with these guys. Well, actually, Nandi has it. I just kind of randomly had this guy kicking around. So, you know what? Why don't we give this guy some floor time? Would be kind of nice to leave Cert. I don't believe these guys have any kind of counterplay to Deathbound, so I could totally use that to keep Cert relevant, but I wouldn't be able to guarantee that I could get an all-out attack if I did that. And by extension, I wouldn't be able to guarantee shuffle time if I did that, so it's these little things that you have to consider. And just because I'd like to have it noted on video somewhere, our payday floors for this leg of Tartarus are 182, 185, 187, 189. The item pool is exactly the same as the previous section, so you're not really gaining anything by searching for items here, and the spread is pretty unfavorable, so I wouldn't recommend actively farming this section of Tartarus. Not the least of which because the enemies are higher level than previously, so it's a bit tougher to get something that scares them off. Next up, we have Red Sigil. They have 306 hit points. They drain fire, as you probably guessed from the red there, are weak to ice, and nullify light. Of course, they are perfectly vulnerable to Elect, so this is where we have Odin for his backup purposes. It'll be nice once Odin has Thunder Rain, because that'll be just a guaranteed kill against most everything that we come across, and it's also broken in a variety of other ways. I also got the pink feathers request done, so I may as well turn those into Theo so more of those aren't cluttering up my inventory and triggering my OCD. It's not really OCD. I should be a bit more respectful than that. I see you brought six pink feathers, as I requested. Thank you. His pink wings are adorable. I thought they would be. If you had these on your back, it'd look completely natural. Thank you very much. I'll take good care of these. You're not trying to make a costume for us, are you, Theo? Regardless, we get a Berserker Seal. Aigis, this actually could be a pretty decent accessory for Aigis, since, unlike, say, Junpei, she doesn't actually get high counter innately. It can be an interesting little way to eke out some extra damage and defense onto her. Actually got a pretty cool, unique weapon from a rare chest also, the Kirong Yanyue. It gives us +5 strength in addition to a considerable attack power increase. A pretty good get for our all-out attacks when we need to use them. Another new enemy, and not quite the last one, but it might be the last one I run into, depending on my luck. The Jotun of Blood. This guy has 910 HP and is only weak to darkness. Fortunately, we have such powerful skills at our disposal, we can easily just blast this guy down with conventional firepower and not have to worry too much about him getting a chance to attack us. Particularly now that Yukari has access to Garudyne, once her turn rolls around, she'll be able to deal some pretty good damage. Aegis is definitely the weak link for our team's damage right now. She has no way to augment her damage any further, and it's really unfortunate for her, I'm afraid. She just does not get much more than what she has for right now. Yeesh, just barely. That's okay, though. It kind of works out, since it's wrapping back around to the Femc's turn. That means I get the shuffle time on this guy. And I just want to actually go through this and demonstrate what I mean when it says, like, let's look at the wand here and see how much we get off of this guy. Only 1100 experience. I can easily get the same thing for just nuking for Graceful Cupid, so really not worth your time to fight those guys. I generally avoid it if I can. Hey, I actually did run into them! Battle Wheels! We've got, let's see, they nullify light and have 359 HP. That is literally all there is to say about them. I'm actually worried that on a bad damage roll, Odin may just not finish them off. That is dangerously close to, like, the minimum damage I've seen him do, so just to make sure, well, unfortunately, that also did not work out, but that's okay. That's why we have Mitsuru in the back to just do some damage to this guy, and then Aegis just go for a nice basic attack there, finish him off. One thing to note is that that will become a bit more potent for Aegis in the near future, as I have finally hit level 60, so I can fuse Bishamonten and create new weapons for both Yukari and Aegis. Been a while, they've been rocking the same stuff for some time now. Aegis using the rail cannon when I don't need elect resistance. And finally, for this little montage, I got all the gold medals, so let's see if Theo says anything different than Elizabeth. Thank you. I have a very special reward for you this time. A rocket-propelled metal fist. It's not possible for a human to use it, but one of your party members, I am so sorry, might be able to. That one slipped out as I was talking. Regardless, we get a rocket punch there, which not going to see any use because I have better things to create for Aegis. Alright, let's move on. Just made a quick save there. Didn't really need to do any other preparations. We are good to go here. Alright.
Leader.
Entering combat. Come and get it, as they say. Indeed, indeed.
3 enemies. Be careful.
We should have this, no problem, but still, good idea to take things, relatively seriously here. I'm going to, have, Kodomaru just open up with the Maragidyne here. If any of these things happen to be weak to it, that's nice. If not, well, I'm not, particularly dependent on that. Let's see here. I'm going to have, Mitsuru pop off with, Marakunda to start, and let's see what these guys, will, wig at us to start things off. Let's see, they're going for their own Matarutaja. I think I can handle that, though. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with Matarutaja just to get that up on the team. Honestly, it might have been a good idea to have Kodomaru open with Revolution instead. Let's see, these guys are eliminating our defenses here. That's fine, though. That's within parameters. What we're just going to do is we're going to switch over to Siegfried, and we are going to start with the obvious move here. We are going to go with Scarlet Havoc. Extremely high chance that I'll get an extra turn here due to being against 3 enemies, and an enormous crit rate, pretty close to 50%. Or I could just kill them instantly. Okay, that was no skin off my nose, but a considerable amount off of theirs. Jesus, holy crap. That was good, though. I appreciated seeing that. Hey, new ability for Fuka, Tartarus Search.
Greetings.
High-level threat eliminated. How is everyone's current condition? If you experience fatigue, then I recommend we return early. Nah, I can keep going. You don't need to worry about me, I guess.
Yes.
That is very magnifique, as they say. Then let us resume our exploration. For sure, for sure. And you know what? Let's play a little bit risky here, since we just absolutely destroyed those enemies right there. Honestly, that is a pretty easily replicated strategy if I decide to go for it again. Nice, a speed incense. And let's pop open this chest right here. And get a Circe's bow. Circe's? I'm not sure. Regardless, I should take a look at Kodomaru's new weapon here. Let's see. He can get a freebie or a mulligan if he gets hit with a light skill, although I don't really think that's worth it. Let me see here. I was just thinking about, I could give him that pumpkin mask and trade it up for that. You know what? Actually, yeah, that might be a better idea. Let's, where is the Halloween mask? Pumpkin mask, there it is. Give him +5 magic and dark boost. We can trade that over for this, so that gives Koromaru a free, or a get-out-of-jail-free card if he happens to get caught by a light skill. Not something I will say no to. Grant specifically Hamon, but that's fine. There's a strong enemy waiting a few floors up. Wait, just how many are there? You can use my skill Tartarus Search to analyze the floor you're currently on. It'll give you a layout of the whole floor, and you can even move right to the next floor if you want. But it costs quite a bit of SP to do so. Tartarus Search is a support skill that analyzes and reveals the full map of the floor you're currently on. As it reveals the stairs, it will also unlock the option to shortcut to them. It does take stamina though, so you can't use it over and over, but use it when you need to. The more important thing about Tartarus Search is that if you get a greedy shadow encounter, okay, I was just checking Fuka's SP there. If you get a greedy shadow encounter, Fuka can just use Tartarus Search to complete the encounter for you. You do not have to guess on it anymore, and that is very helpful, as you can imagine. Oh hey, we got another new enemy here. Let's see, we've got Immoral Snakes. They might be weak to ice, so we'll, or they could be weak to slash skills. That also is pretty helpful for us. You know what? Let's go over to Siegfried and just hit him with a Deathbound. This should get a good amount of theurgy gauge back for the protagonist, and just immediately destroys them. Alright, pretty easy encounter right there. Let's see here. Take that Belphegor. I've been getting a few cards for him, so I'm getting him leveled up pretty well. I should probably take a lot more experience also, because got a relatively low-leveled characters here. Another level up for Belphegor there. It's not really getting any skills that I care about. We don't have any interesting things on this floor. No monad doors, no locked chests, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, nothing there, so may as well have Mitsuru just clear the way for us, get some of the treasure, and get us the treasure on the next floor as well. We've rendezvoused. I've already gone ahead and done some reconnaissance. I found this. Put to good use. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. Seems like y'all met up safely. Thank you for scouting ahead. What have we got on this floor? Doesn't really look like there's anything, so we can just kind of go on our way. Oh, that was a bit of an unfortunate encounter there. Also, I happened to pick up something along the way there. We've got Atropos now, so not really anything too interesting there, but another persona to the stock. Could definitely use more and more of those for fusion material. Let's get on to our next battle over here.
We beat them to a pulp, as they say.
Indeed, indeed. Actually, picked up another new persona there, Chernobog. Just tossed out Atropos for him. He has an apt pupil, so that's pretty helpful right there. But yeah, I didn't really need Atropos, so I was just getting her to fill out the compendium, so no problem just tossing her out for this guy. Hopefully, we come across another locked chest soon enough. We got another monad door over there. Ooh. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit the monad door first.
Now then, let's get back to work.
For sure, for sure. Whenever there's a monad door, I always try to make sure I take that out first, because if we do happen to get the Great Clock...
91st floor. This tower's mass far exceeds that of the entire school. Though I suppose that's fairly obvious.
For sure, Mitsuru, but yeah, using the Great Clock does invalidate the monad door, since it takes you back to the ground level, so let's just take care of this first. Nothing too exciting in that one, just the balance enemy again. Actually, basically all of my, all its attempts to attack me got dodged, which was pretty funny. Now with that taken care of, let's get the locked chest here. We'll just interact with it to despawn that shadow. And come on, Great Clock, Great Clock. No, bad luck. Well, regardless, we can just bypass that strong shadow entirely, get on to the next floor here. Got one more floor to go before we get to the next boss fight, and also the next bit of, shall we say, reload, or not reload, FES and portable content. Let's get this chest over here. I'm not really eager to get into too many fights, so I'm perfectly okay with despawning some of these shadows as I make my way along. Oh, and And actually, we've got a new enemy here, so I gotta keep my train of thought going. Let's see here. Might be weak to wind skills, so I'm willing to take a chance on this. Are any of these guys? No, none of these guys are immune to fire skills, so may as well just pop off with these. See if I get any bit of luck there. Not really. We'll have Aegis go for a myriad arrows here. Just a nice, reliable bit of damage from her. Unfortunately, not able to actually drop that guy. Let's see here. We'll go with this Maracunda right now. And let me think. I think what I'll do is I will knock these guys down with the Makogaon from Trumpter. Glad that I got this ahead of time. Let's see. Do I want to take any chances on that guy back there? Honestly, it's not really that scary. What if I hit him with this? How much damage would that deal? Be a lot cheaper than using the other skill also. There we go, yeah, more than enough there. Good stuff, good stuff. Not too bad. What do we got in this shuffle time? Get some more money, and what the heck, let's power up Siegfried even more. This guy has been putting in some serious work for me, so even though we've gotten all his skills at this point, I can still stand to see him get yet more stat points. More strength, obviously, gets us so much more mileage out of his Scarlet Havoc, his Death Bounce, his Brave Blades.
That was excellent leadership.
And Aegis is also killing it out there, Mitsuru. Give credit where credit is due. Get an Ergotite chunk here. Let's just auto-recover real quick, and next floor should be the next boss floor. Yes, and we've got this guy to deal with. Please be careful if you plan on taking it on. Oh my god, Fuki, you keep going. We're almost at the 200th floor. There's another gatekeeper first, though. We should also be getting close to... Oh! I'm sensing a border floor. It's 5 floors up from here. Just a little further to go. Let's go get through here first. Indeed! And also, this is our next boss fight for, or rather, our next opportunity to hit the boss fight for FES and Portable. So why don't we take care of that first? And back to FES for the next boss we've got on the docket. First off, something very, very important I have to do. We can create Lovers Raphael with Kumbanda, and as it so happens, a Yaxini that I just lugged into. And if you take one close look at him, he comes with innate Auto Marakukaja, and hey, it only took me 2 tries to get it so that he has Auto Masuku and Auto Mataru. So now, with this guy, I have something that can set up every single team buff on my party right from the jump. I do not have to worry about ever setting up any buffs on the first turn anymore. Super helpful. Plus, this guy is an easy way to access Medea Rahan, so I am also super psyched about that. So, yeah, very good thing to have here. Also, he picks up Auto Mataru Kaja for when I need to reapply that. And yeah, we'll let Fatal and Mutate for once. It's something I don't care about. Hey, Sama Rikarm! Well, this guy just turned into a great healer as well. Has everything I could possibly ask for. Very nice, very nice. Before we, another thing before we get into the boss proper is let's just go into our requests and compendium. Obviously, I want to register Raphael in case I need to fuse him off, but also, you seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I see you brought 6 pink feathers as I requested. Thank you. They'd make adorable wings, don't you think? I'll take good care of them. Please accept your reward. And we get a Berserker Seal, which I'll probably just sell. But yeah, now let's get into the boss fight. I've got the usual setup for this upcoming fight, so it shouldn't be anything that I need to particularly micromanage anybody for. I think we're ready to just take this guy on straight out.
It's Arcana is the Hermit. This will be a tough battle.
Possibly, Fuka, possibly, but we are helped out quite a bit by Raphael, of course, just auto-buffing the entire team right to start. So good, so good. This guy is also not resistant to fire, so we can just pop off with Cert and deal good damage to him. I'm gonna do something a little counterintuitive here. I'm gonna set everybody to heal and support. Of course, this will get Akihiko using debuffs, but also it allows me to potentially account for something this guy can do. Otherwise, I'm just going to have the protagonist fire off Ragnaroks, and that should deal some pretty solid damage right there, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I put everybody on heal and support because if they happen to have any Dyspheres, they will use them. Okay, so Akihiko is being kind of dumb there. He is not using Dyspheres. Ken is paralyzed with fear. Hey, nice. Good work, Junpei. Let me see. Do we have a Maypatra gem, perhaps? I could really use a Maypatra gem. Let me see. Yes. Okay, luckily we were able to avoid Fear causing us any problems. A good idea to clear Fear just in case. He's going for a mind charge here. We'd probably just bounce that back at him with a, what is this? Magic Mirror. Not too concerned about what he could possibly be doing with that. Good damage coming out from Ken there. We will go better safe than sorry, and we'll attempt to bounce back with a Magic Mirror. Incidentally, this is also a counter to Evil Smile. I don't believe this guy has Ghastly Wail, but oh well, that was just future-proofing for Evil Smile, of course. That's actually probably a bad thing, because that's going to stop Ken from using maybe Harabah, because, well, the AI is just really, really dumb like that. Let's rush to have Junpei just go for that. All of our buffs are going to expire at this point, but honestly, I'm not too concerned about that. His main threatening stuff, he can't really do to us anymore, so we can just take him down by inches. Yeah, very easy fight. Not something I was overly concerned about. Alright, boss time in Portable. Unfortunately, I could not get to the point where I was able to create Raphael, so I won't be going into this with completely full buffs, but that really shouldn't matter too much. Again, the only thing I'm really concerned about is getting struck with fear on everyone, and since we can have anyone in the party use a Maypatra gem, that is much less perilous if it happens in Portable compared to FES, so we should have no problem here. I also should have plenty of homunculi in reserve should any stray Hamones get through, so let's just get into it. Good luck!
It's Arcana is the Hermit. This will be a tough battle.
Come to think of it, I also haven't made Siegfried yet in Persona 3 Portable, who I would like to create. He would actually be pretty helpful here. Anyways, let's just get Cert in, and hey, conveniently, Aigis is up next, so we can just have her tag the party with Marakukaja and be good to go. Remember, that's not a guaranteed thing in, oh, whoops, wrong. I forgot which version of the game I was playing. Oh my goodness, I was thinking I was playing Reload. I think that's the first time I've made that kind of muscle memory error here. Also, Jesus, Mahamon? You want to be more ridiculous than that, friendo? Anyways, let's go for the Goddardine here. That is actually a little bit more perilous. Actually, you know what? Let's try something here. It might have been a good idea to scan this guy, but because I have the right turn order, that mistake actually gave me an idea. Let's hit this guy with our newly obtained Thunder Rain. Because I was able to card growth 3 onto Odin here, I was able to get him with Thunder Rain, and yes, that shock there is not an accident. Thunder Rain shocks the enemy 100% of the time. If they are not immune to Elec, and if they are not immune to the shock status, and pretty much the only thing that is immune to the shock status is the final boss, you can get 100% guaranteed critical hits on them. And remember, when you get a critical hit, you are free to follow up with an all-out attack. Now, unfortunately, we did not get the Uber turn. Oh, actually, well, we just did. We did. Never mind. I thought, for some reason, in my mind, he went before Mitsuru did. So yeah, we can just immediately transition into another critical hit. And, yeah, take this guy out this way. Ah, beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it. Phantom King has recovered, but honestly, I'm not too concerned. Oh, the absolute best possible person who could have avoided that did in fact avoid it. Yukari is just free to Maypatra the Fear off of the rest of the party there. Alright, so that was a pretty fun thing to show off. Remember that Thunder Rain is not a perfectly consistent catch-all. First off, if you have a thing that is immune to Elec, you need to have Elec break to get it to work. And also, the turn order in these boss fights can be very random, and of course, other Tartarus battles, one in particular that we'll be seeing later, also have random turn orders, well, random turn orders past the first turn. Well, actually, I'm thinking of FES more so. In Portable, your agility does influence a bit more. But the point is, though, you can't always guarantee you're going to have a character who can follow up to get the crit before the boss. But when you do have that, you have basically complete free reign to either just slobber knock the boss with all out attacks, or in FES, prevent them from ever getting a turn at all. Because remember, if they get knocked down, they cannot act after they get knocked down. They have to get themselves up. Before we get into things in Reload, we've got a request for Elizabeth to turn in, and she was just looking for something with Tempest Slash, which was quite easy to fulfill, get a few empowering sutras there. We should be able to make Alice soon, and also we're getting pretty close to being able to create Loki, I believe, so shouldn't take too long to get those taken care of. I'm just going to do a real quick shop around to see if there's anything good to fuse, and then we'll get into the fight. As a matter of fact, we do actually have something pretty good to fuse here. If I combine this Chernobog with Mada, I can get a Thor that'll have Strike Amp on him, so that is pretty helpful there. We'll also put Apt Pupil on him to get more crit rate, and I guess we'll go with Growth 3, just to make sure he's consistently getting experience. He's otherwise got everything that I care to get onto him, so if he gets something like, I forget what it's called in Persona 3 Reload, it's definitely Vicious Strike in FES and Portable, but we'll see what he gets here. He picks up High Counter, nice little bit of extra defense there. Alekam, ooh, he gets God's Hand at his next level up, so good idea to put Growth onto him. I'll probably put a Strike Boost onto him over that Maziodine there, since I don't really need that. Alright, more shopping around. Alright, with all that taken care of, Thor was the only thing that I cared to fuse. Let's get on to the battle here. The enemy is strong. Please make sure you're ready before fighting. I was born ready, Fuka. Let's go. Let's see if we can't just absolutely stomp this guy. Entering combat. Come and get it, as they say. Alright, to start things off, I think it would just be a good idea to get Power Howling upped on everybody. This will allow us to bide our time and go for a decisive blow. We're gonna have to see what this guy goes for himself. Let's see, hasn't done anything yet, so we'll get the Marakunda going. I might have Aegis set up a Matarakaja on the rest of the party, just to make sure that we have that as an option. Ooh, that could be a little scary. Yeah, unfortunately, Koromaru was not able to dodge, and also, doubly unfortunately, I happened to have something that was weak to, light set on myself, but that's okay. We should be able to manage just fine with this. I'm going to extend everybody's attack boost, and once Koromaru's turn comes around, I'm going to be able to use a, I'm just thinking an item to heal everybody. What I'm going to do to start, though, is just go for Scarlet Havoc here. If I'm really lucky, I'll get a critical hit, which will allow me to get an extra turn to go, but I can't really guarantee that, or I could just kill it instantly. Okay, never mind. That also works. Jesus. What the heck? Alright, we get a Lily Petal, which allows us to fuse Lilith. We had to complete a fusion request to get this in the original version of the game, so they're just handing it to us here. I was not really expecting that to go as easy as it did, but hey, I am totally okay with that. Works for me, works for me. Let's see, Tempest Slash. This is the ultimate booby prize of Koromaru's skill list. Do not take this. It needs to hit all 4 times to deal more damage than Getsue at its weakest. Terrible skill. Do not take it. Somehow we pulled through. Those gatekeepers are truly a cut above the rest. That would be an ideal time to regroup. This would be an ideal time to regroup, but what say you? I'd like to keep going. I think we're more than capable of doing so. I take it you want to ride the momentum to seize our next victory? Very well, I'll leave it to your discretion. Alright, with that taken care of, I'm just going to do a bit of a closing montage for Persona 3 FES and Portable. I'm going to make my way to the border floors next. We'll grab these treasures here, and if I get a... Ooh, Water God Armor, and Mitsuru wants that. Let's actually take a look at it. Again, I wish the game would just let me see what this does. Reduces fire damage. That actually would be pretty good for her. I don't mind sacrificing the... strength from or the magic from that armor that I just took off her. I think that should do pretty good for her. But yeah, I'll just work my way through the floors on my own time, and if we get a clock or see any new enemies along the way, I will cut in. We've got another tuxedo there for our characters to use, should we get an opportunity to use anybody who has that tuxedo. Since we're electing to go no further with Tartarus at this point, what we're going to be doing in FES is catching up on some requests that I have been having in the backlog for a little bit. First order of business is getting some of these fusion spell requests done. With the first order of business being King and I, the combination of this is, of course, or the combination for this is, of course, the same as it is in Persona 3 Reload, King Frost and Black Frost, though sadly, the spell isn't quite as good there because these guys are just quite a bit weaker, not really worth using past the early game, or the first point to become available. In fact, Black Frost is kind of never worth using in this version of the game. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I have confirmed your casting of the fusion spell, King and I. The blizzard they summon can freeze every cell in our bodies. I think I know what causes this. Perhaps Black Frost has fallen out of favor with the king and is venting his anger? Please accept your reward. And we get the summer outfit for the protagonist. But that's not all that... Oh, wait. Wrong thing there. Accept request is what I'm looking for. Let's see. Next up is Best Friends. In order to do this one, we need Fornius and Decarabia. Whoops. Sorry, put my controller down in a bad spot there. So, let me get those guys in my inventory. Next up, we've got Best Friends with Decarabia and Fornius. This is essentially a Heat Riser that is cast via fusion spell. Note that the version of this that is still available in Persona 3 Reload, I just haven't gotten these two yet. That version instead casts Charge and Concentrate on a character, instead of giving them all buff skills. Best Friends in this version of the game is useful for one fight in particular. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I have confirmed your casting of the fusion spell, Best Friends. They say that Decarabia waited for its friend Fornius without knowing that he had died. Every day, without fail, just waiting. That is the meaning of Best Friends. Don't forget to carry a handkerchief when you use it. Please accept your reward. Little callback to Nocturne there for you. Now let's see, you just keep, oh my god, I keep doing that. You just keep unlocking these in sequence. Let's see, Summer Dream. Okay, for this one, you need Oberon and Titania. Unfortunately, I do not have the money to pull both of them out of the compendium at this point, so I will just have to do a little bit more grinding to get that one good to go. Let me just check out something else here. Let's see, Crossbred. Let's see, Lilin Pixie, Nataishi. I think I can finally get this fusion taken care of. So one moment, please, while I get everything for it together. I think it's high time we fulfilled our next fusion request in FES. If you remember, our goal here is to get Alice with Megiddo on it. And the best way to do this, assuming you don't get a fusion accident, is to fuse Decarabia into Oberon in order to create a Nadataishi that has Megiddo. Alice is often a very good caster in other Mega 10 games, but in this one she is quite bad, mostly because she is made of low-tier trash. So it takes quite a lot of inheritance chicanery to get good skills onto her, and her own innate skills are not that great, truth be told. She mostly has fear-inflicting skills, with the centerpiece of her kit, of course, being the signature move, Die For Me. The most effective death-type skill in the game, though far from necessary and frankly kind of useless in Persona 3 Portable, since insta-death skills got pretty badly nerfed in that version of the game, just giving her whatever. She also gets Mudo Boost, which is, you know, it's there if you want it. But the real reason we're fulfilling that request is so that we can fulfill the fusion request and get that quest line onto its next leg. So let's just go accept the request from Elizabeth here. Let's see, not Summer Dream. Alice with Megiddo. There we go. You seem to have completed a request. Just a moment while I check. I see that you have Alice with you, and she has the skill Megiddo. I knew you could do it. Congratulations! You have fulfilled my request. You're one step closer to mastering the art of fusion. I believe I have something you may like. With it, you'll be able to create Lilith. She's an incredibly strong persona. I'm sure she'll be a big help to you. She is not, but she is there for us to create if we are so inclined, and as it so happens, the next request is to create a Lilith with a Mabufudime. Whoops, once again, I accidentally pressed the, I was just adjusting myself in my chair and I accidentally pressed that button. Where was it? Yes, but Lilith with Mabufudine. It'll probably be a little bit before we complete this fusion, since there's a very particular persona who we're nowhere near the level to create, who makes doing that request very easy. So we'll probably put that one on the back burner for right now, unless I happen to get ambitious. Alright, so, what I want to do now in FES, this is the extent of what I was hoping to get accomplished this evening in Tartarus, so I'm just going to, on my own time, do some training with my characters, hopefully get the gold medals for the next rare form quest, and get up a good supply of money, and maybe when we come back, I'll pick up a Titania and an Oberon in order to cast Summer Dream. Titania is in the shuffle time pool for the current section of Harabah, so it's very likely that I could get her from that. Not really sure where I'll tuck this, but as a coda to Portable, I probably will spend some time just getting one last level on my own time in order to get up to level 61, just so I can convert Kumbanda into Raphael, which won't take too long. As you can see, only need 6,000 more experience points, so it should be a very quick thing. And I'll probably spend just a little bit of time getting some more money, but it's less critical that I spend any time doing that, because as you can see, I still have 4 million yen, and this, I created a Bisha Mountain off camera, just for weapon fusion purposes, that required Odin to be fused off, so I pulled him out for the, from the compendium for about 600k, and I'm still at 4 million, so it's not a super big deal, but, you know, while I'm here, I may as well just, secure my finances just a tad more. Alright, that's it for Portable, let's finish this off and reload. As a matter of fact, we did actually come across a new enemy along the way, a power castle. Not that I'm really concerned about what it is capable of doing. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to just use Mitsuru's theurgy here, just because we haven't really had a chance to do that for her up to this point. Hey, look, somebody is weak to ice here. How delightful for her. And that would be the castle right there. Good stuff, good stuff. Let me see here. I'm going to pass it over to the protagonist. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to go for Trumpeter. I'm going to use the Maka Gown. One nice thing about the light and dark line of skills is that their base power is a little bit higher than that of other spells, so they deal pretty good damage in comparison. We'll also go for Megidola here. Pretty good damage in comparison to other skills, even if you don't have the relevant boost for them. And we're just going to shoot this guy. There we go. And with that said and done, we've made it to the next border floor. This ought to be a border floor. Let us investigate. Indeed, indeed. So, what we've got here, of course, is we've got our monad passage over there. We are ready to go for that. It's one of those doors again. Since the layout of this floor doesn't change, this door likely won't disappear. So, we can explore it any time. We'll leave it up to you, leader. What I'm gonna do is, let's get our treasure first. I'm going to... Oh, is there any treasure? I don't think there is any treasure. Okay, never mind. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the earlier floors that I explored and just look for any locked chests. I'm gonna try and fish out a Great Clock so that hopefully we can get some level ups for Ken and Yukari, and ideally get them mixed in with this next fight. Alright, it took a little bit of searching. I actually got an apt pupil card out of that chest, so that's pretty nice. But we've got the Great Clock. I'm gonna go, well, I'm gonna take care of the Rare Shadow on this floor first, because we got good luck for him coming. Then I'm going to feed that Great Clock to Ken and Yukari, and you know what? Even though they're not exactly a great pair, we'll use them for the Monad passage. Why not?
That's a rare shadow.
Alright, there we go. Ken actually fell behind enough in levels that he was not able to be rocketed up to the protagonist level. Anyways, we're getting a whole bunch of skills here. Ooh, Masakunda, very nice. It could help with some dodge tanking. Amrita Shower, beautiful. That also means we can get rid of Mepatra. Now, Yukari is very good at hard countering status ailments. There's Magarudyne, and she will have Medea Rahan in due time. Ken is picking up Zeodyne here, so we'll take that for right now. Mahamon, that is an easy drop. I don't care about Hamon's skills in this game. And he now has access to Medea Rahan. Very good, very good. Alright, with that taken care of, yeah, we'll scout ahead. But I'm just going to try and get back to the Monad passage. First things first. Alright, I'd say it's time for a good old-fashioned Monad passage. This is not exactly the greatest combo we could bring to this, but you know what, we're gonna go with it anyway. I think, Ken, don't we have a Gibalg on him? The reload version of it does that give him light boost? Because that might make, his primary theurgy quite good. Yes, and Gibalg itself is, light element. Anything else I want to give to him? Not really. So we'll just, press on with this. Again, this isn't really the greatest team setup, but there's a very particular reason why I've been trying to keep Aegis in the team as much as possible for the coming fights, and it's not just because she is really good at this point. Continuing on to the next battle, like I said, it would be nice if we got a chance to use Tranquility here. It's a very powerful...
Be careful.
Okay, yeah, we'll just let Fuka say that, and we'll get into the fight. Sadly, we're still a few levels off from getting anything that has Auto Mataru. It looks strong, but we can do this. So, we can't begin fights with every buff in play, and here we go. Luckily, we just got Amrita Shower for Yukari there. What do we got here? This is a lot of interesting stuff coming out. Let's have Ken... I'm not actually sure what I want to have Ken do here. Well, actually, you know what? Since he doesn't, not really gonna do anything else, why don't I just have him purge the poison? We can get Yukari some action here, see what she's capable of pulling off with her Magarudyne. Remember that I gave Yukari the Bayou Bracer, so she gets a pretty sizable damage boost there, but unfortunately, not quite what I was hoping for. I'm guessing these guys, are going to up a bunch of Tetrakarns on themselves. That's okay. Let's go for Myriad Arrows here. I'm guessing they just resist these things. I guess is... Oh, that was not what I was hoping for. You know what? I'm just gonna... Yeah, let these guys Tetrakarn. I'm just gonna go straight into Siegfried for Scarlet Havoc. It's not gonna be the most damage it could possibly do, but it will bypass these guys' physical resistance, and against 4 enemies, there is an incredibly high chance that I am going to get a free action here. Yep, there we go. That's 1 down. Let's see. Next, I am going to go over to Aegis, and I'm just going to have her bust out her Theurgy as well. Less so for the value of Orgia mode in this fight, but mostly just because, like Scarlet Havoc, this is another way to just bypass the Tetrakarns there. Not as much as I was hoping for there. Let's see, Life Drain. So that guy is just sacrificing these guys to power himself up. Now that we've gotten that taken care of, we can see what this guy is weak to. He is weak to ice, just as I dropped Mitsuru from the roster. And unfortunately, we do not have any Bufu rocks, but that is okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to have Ken go for a Media Rahan here. Get everybody topped off, just for the heck of it. Once we get over to the protagonist's turn, we can just fire off with... we can fire off with Black Frost. May as well Masakuna these guys, just to decrease the chance that they are going to do anything particularly nasty to us. If we're lucky, that's not what I wanted her to do. I would have liked her to use, like, Heat Wave or something, but oh well. You can't always get what you want with Aegis and Orgia mode. That's still pretty good damage, though. Let's see here. We are going to go to Black Frost real quick. There he is. We'll hit the Bufudyne here, get that 1 more, plus some Theurgy gauge back. And let me see here, the Reflecting Magic, that guy's also Reflecting Fizz. I'm going to, what are these guys vulnerable to? If they're vulnerable to anything. Not really anything, so it would be nice if I could get Megidola out, but I'll have to probably wait a turn to get that going. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to have Ken bounce this back at himself, because he nullifies light now, so I don't really have to worry about him taking any damage. We'll have Yukari do the same with Magarudyne, get a little bit of damage tacked onto that guy on the left, and then the stuff that's going to be bounced back at her, not really anything she has to worry about. Once the protagonist's turn comes back around, then we will go with Megidola, and that should probably finish these guys off. Have, I guess, go for a Heat Wave here. This should actually deal some pretty solid damage. There we go. Yeah, that guy immediately Makarakarns himself. I'm not too concerned about that. Like I said, let's just switch over to Trumpeter, get the Megidola out, finding those good fringe cases where almighty damage is quite helpful to us. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. Nothing too complicated there. Get our shuffle time for our efforts. Ooh, get Jatayu there. Jatayu is an easy way to get access to Growth 3 in pre-reload versions of Persona 3, but he's still a decent option for getting it in fusion material in Reload. Looked like that one-shot out a bunch of underlings this time. The 4 of them gave up their lives to protect the snake-like shadow. Wonder why they'd be willing to sacrifice themselves. Make you think a little. Indeed, indeed. There might be a treasure chest up ahead, but I sense an enemy presence there too. Blah, blah, blah. We're continuing. I'm not gonna... I gotta be careful though. I don't want to mash and accidentally send myself back to the entrance like I did last time. That was frustrating to me. I did not enjoy that. I thought it was rather silly. Get some blue swimwear there. Get an Omega Spear. No, I want to actually look at it, Ken. Please let me look at it. I'm going to complain about that every time, and that would be terrible, Ken. You'd be gimping your own damage for an effect you don't need. Memoir 4. The fog has lifted. I had no reason to waver in the first place. The world will be saved by the King of Destruction. He who gathers the shadows shall be the one to rule. Let us call him the Prince. Interesting, interesting. Not anything that matters too much to us anymore, though we can probably assume that was either Mitsuru's grandfather, or possibly even Ikutsuki who wrote that. Something to make you think. Continuing on to this next battle over here, what do we got in this one? I'm ready, let's go. powerful reading, as expected. I'm going all out. I trust in you, I guess. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. So heat balance, sky balance, and light balance. That'll be interesting. But if this is like regular heat balances, we can blast this guy with Zeodyne to immediately get it over to the protagonist. Then we are going to tag onto him, and I'm going to switch to black. Actually, no, I think I'll switch to Suzaku. Blast this guy with Agidyne. There we go. Nice, pretty good damage there. Now I'm going to switch over to Aegis. I'm going to have her tee off with Myriad Arrows, get some good bonus damage against these guys that are downed. There we go. Pretty good, pretty good. Again, it's just a beautiful thing you see coming out from her damage with Myriad Arrows when you have Sukuja in effect. That's that guy taken care of. We're going to do the same again here, hit them with Myriad Arrows, and honestly, I might just be able to wing a Brave Blade at the balance over here, although I want to be careful. Might be wise to hedge my bets, though, because if he goes for a Dark skill, that could cause some problems. It's also, let me see here. What does Black Frost would resist anything this guy does? We're going to Ma Raccoon them instead. Let's play it safe, actually analyze them, figure out what we need to hit on these guys before we commit to anything. Let's see. Yeah, he reflects all that? Okay. And he's probably going to nail us with a Makugan, so that's why I didn't want to switch to anything that could potentially be weak to it. He's going for a summon here. Ooh, interesting. Omnipotent balance. What's this guy weak to? Nothing. Okay, that's perfectly fine by me though. Let's see. Yeah, he nullifies all that. So what we're gonna do is just blast this guy with the Garudyne. Be a little efficient with our expenditure of SP there. I'm going to set up Matar Kaja and everyone to keep our damage relatively competitive. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here, switch to Siegfried, go for this Deathbound, hopefully get a crit here. Nah, did not get the crit, but that is okay. What we're going to do now is we are going to put a Makarakarn on the protagonist. Now I don't have to worry at all about what this guy hits us with, because it's just going to be deflected. And again, that's that fringe case for Makarakarn that I'm always advocating for. Very great way to just patch out weaknesses. Here comes a Kogan, and I guess just dodge that entirely, so that works out for us. Let's have Yukari just use a Meteorama on the party, get her Theurgy charged up a little bit. And we'll just go for winging more physical attacks at these guys. Why not? We'll go for Myriad Arrows here. Should deal some pretty nice damage now that we have Matar Kaja in effect. Yes, very much so. We'll go for another Deathbound here. Please, crits. Yes, okay, there we go. What I'm going to do next is I will go for a Brave Blade on this guy. Get very good damage there. Let's see. Ken's defense is reverting. Is he going to go next? Yeah, he is going to go next. What I'm going to do here, just go for the Vile Assault, get a little bit of damage tacked on this guy. He's probably going to go for another Megidolaun. Mabufudyne, interesting. Well, regardless, I bounced that right back at him. The freeze on Ken is a little unfortunate. I'm going to go for the Meteorama here. I can save my Theurgy gauge for the next battle and possibly get a Tranquility mixed in to deal some good damage with the protagonist next time. Alright. I am just going to go for Heat Wave, because Myriad Arrows now doesn't have a guaranteed chance to deal a large number of hits. Defense reverted, accuracy and evasion reverted, that is okay. One more Brave Blade on this guy should take him out. Or I could miss. Okay, that's unfortunate. What's this guy going to go for next? Not anything I'm too concerned about. Okay, let's go for another Meteorama here. Might be worth my time to set up refresh of Matar Kaja. I'm just thinking what the smart thing to do here would be. I kind of want to save my Theurgy for the next battle, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to something that has Matar Kaja, and ideally something that isn't weak to anything, or at least not overly weak to anything. Let's see here. Ooh. This guy has everything covered. You know what? Let's, we've got all these items, so let's go to Black Frost, our most resistant guy. And again, we're just gonna better safe than sorry here. Let's, just use a, Iron... No, that's, attack power, isn't it? Yeah, almost made the wrong, decision there. We want a Protection Sutra. For some reason, when it called Iron, I expected it to be defense. Okay. Let's see. Can't do anything with Ken here, but Kogaun should work out just fine, so we'll get a little bit of damage tacked onto this guy. Okay, and here comes his attack, Mabufudine. Again, just wanted to be safe there. There we go. Come back to Yukari's turn. We will just preemptively heal up our party a little bit. May as well sandbag a little bit and get our theurgies built up on everybody. There we go. That will allow us to easily take out the next set of bosses. I'm just going to go for Myriad Arrows here. There we go. That's fine, that's fine. Not the cleanest I could have gotten that fight, but that's okay. I was just planning ahead for the next fight that we were going to get into. Let me see. I will go with money, and I will go with experience. Why not? Note that the 10 of coins at this point, we can actually get over 10k yen from those, but pretty nice. Shadow eliminated. Good work. A lot of shadows are really similar. How many variations does that one shadow even have? Ugh, so confusing. Why don't we just pull off the plates and paint them all the same color? Wait, that won't solve anything. Oh god, I'm losing my mind. It's okay, Yukari. Looks as though you defeated all the shadows in this area. All we have to do now is open that chest. Oh. I was saving my theurgy for the next battle, and there was no reason for that. Well, I could have just won that fight a lot sooner. I was just getting a little bit more runtime for that sweet, sweet future ad revenue, I'm sure. May I see what you find? Okay. Of course, opening up this next one, we get the Moon Tarot and the Book of Koth. The Book of Koth will allow us to add or expand our Major Arcana stock by 1, letting us draw 1 more card. The Moon card, all current party members will have their HP and SP fully restored. Nice little bit of economy there, if you can pull it at the right time. Another card? What's the deal? Well, we're not figuring it out here. Let's move on. Looks like a dead end. You want to head back right away? For sure. Let us leave the Monad Passage. And let us get onto the next floor and see what awaits us at this border right here. Is there even anything for us here? A dead end. Looks like we can't progress any further for now. On the other hand, we've made good headway. Nicely done. Come back whenever you're ready. It's your call to make, leader. For sure, for sure. I'm wondering what I'm gonna want to do here. Can't go any further just yet, but we do get Old Document 8, a bit ahead of when we're getting it in FES and Portable. I decided to leave the institution. I refuse to be involved in any crimes. The head researcher decided not to come with me. Maybe I'll open a store with my collection of antiques. Hey! I think we just got an answer for who was writing these old documents, and just what exactly the antique store lady's connection is with all this. With that taken care of, we may as well turn in our old document here. Just go over to Elizabeth and turn in the request. It seems you have finally obtained the old document 08. This concludes my request for you to gather all of the old documents. I want you to learn the truth from the 8 documents you've collected. However, you're already moving towards another truth. Although memories may remind you of the past, always walk towards the future. I must admit, I'm a bit envious, since I have neither. Please take this as your reward. And we get 120k yen. Very, very nice. Let's just take a look at how much yen we have. Ooh, 500k. We might actually be due for a very, very helpful purchase in the next video. But, or well, not the next video, but when we are ready to supply up for another trip to Tartarus, because I do have a lot of treasure to sell. I also still have plenty of floors that I didn't explore, and I could get a little bit more mileage out of that rarity fortune. I'll have to think on that, though. For now, this is where we're going to end our Tartarus expeditions. We'll probably have to come back to rescue some people towards the end of the month, but that is a-okay. I am fine with that. So, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, no. But it's my right to waste your time.